Forget every top 10 list you've ever seen. We aren't just looking at big boats. We're looking at a hostile takeover of the planet's oceans. Imagine standing on a pier. A ship passes you, then another, then another. If you lined up just the 10 most revolutionary vessels China has ever built, they would stretch for 8 miles. That isn't a fleet. That is a new tectonic plate made of reinforced steel and nuclear ambition. While the rest of the world was busy arguing over digital borders, one nation quietly assembled a maritime monopoly so technologically advanced and strategically positioned that it is rewriting the rules of global dominance in real time. Most people outside the industry don't even know these masterpieces exist. We're talking about engineering so aggressive, it makes the 20th century look like it was built with wooden blocks. Honestly, if an alien scout ship entered our orbit right now, they'd probably assume Earth has a main character, and they're currently wearing a hard hat in a Chinese shipyard. It's like watching someone play a strategy game with a cheat code for infinite resources. They didn't just build ships, they built an impossible puzzle that Western powers never imagined could be completed. But every puzzle has a starting piece, and this one begins in a place where the temperature alone can kill you in seconds. But what kind of monster do you have to build to break a door made of 3 stories of solid ice? Meet the Glacial Fang. At 393 feet long and displacing over 13,000 tons, this isn't just an icebreaker. It's a 13,000-ton statement of intent. For decades, the Arctic was a no-go zone for everyone but the most daring. Not anymore. The Fang is China's answer to polar exploration, and it has officially thrown the old rulebook into the freezing water. Most Western icebreakers hit a wall and stop. They pray the ice cracks. The Fang doesn't pray, it executes. It represents a fundamental shift in who actually controls the frozen edges of our planet. It's designed to operate in conditions where any other vessel would be a helpless, floating coffin. The structural integrity of this beast is a feat of material science that sounds like science fiction. The hull is reinforced with specialized steel tested in temperatures so extreme they'd freeze human flesh to the bone before you could even scream. This isn't just about moving through the water. It's about dominating an ecosystem that has spent millions of years trying to keep humans out. China isn't just visiting the North Pole. They're moving in, and they brought the heavy equipment to prove it. But how does a ship actually crush ice that is thicker than a 3-story building? Here is the physics of impossible. The Glacial Fang can smash through ice that is 13 feet thick. That's not a thin sheet. That is a solid, frozen slab higher than a residential house. If a standard Western vessel hit this, it would stop dead in its tracks or shatter its own hull. So how does China do it? Geometry. Through thousands of high-intensity computer simulations, engineers perfected a bow angled at exactly 20 degrees. This specific angle allows the ship to do something terrifying. It rides up onto the ice, using its own 13,000-ton weight as a massive hydraulic hammer to crush the obstacle from the top down. It's essentially a suplex for ships. This geometry is a masterpiece of precision. Every inch of that 20-degree slope is designed to distribute the catastrophic force of the impact, so the ship itself doesn't buckle under the pressure. It's a brute force solution refined by cutting-edge math. While others try to plow through the ice, China is literally walking over it. But in a place where fuel is thousands of miles away, what kind of heart beats inside this mechanical titan? The secret to the Fang's endurance is its chameleon heart, a revolutionary hybrid propulsion system. Imagine a ship that can change its diet mid-journey. It combines traditional diesel-electric power with the capability to run on liquefied natural gas, LNG. This isn't just a gimmick. It's the difference between a successful mission and a frozen disaster. By switching between fuel sources, the Fang gains a level of range and endurance that traditional icebreakers simply cannot touch. It can stay out in the kill zone longer, push further, and survive in environments where a fuel shortage is a death sentence. This hybrid tech allows the ship to optimize its energy output based on the thickness of the ice and the severity of the storm. This isn't just engineering, it's a strategic masterstroke. While the rest of the world relies on aging fleets with limited gas tanks, China has built a vessel that can pivot on the fly. It's the ultimate endurance athlete of the high seas, built to outlast the competition in the most hostile environments on Earth. But if this ship isn't just for breaking ice, what is it really hiding inside those high-tech decks? Behind the reinforced steel and the 13,000-ton hammer is a polar brain. This isn't just a ship. It's a floating research fortress equipped with tools that look like they were stolen from a Mars mission. We're talking about deep-sea sampling equipment, atmospheric monitoring systems, and oceanographic instruments that can see depths most submarines can't even dream of reaching. The scientists aboard aren't just taking pictures of penguins. They're collecting real-time data that reshapes our entire understanding of climate change, ocean currents, and Arctic ecosystems. Every bit of data they pull from the freezing depths gives China a strategic advantage that nobody else possesses. They're mapping the future of the planet while the rest of the world is still trying to figure out how to get to the starting line. This is the real tension. China now controls access to Arctic research in ways that Western nations simply cannot compete with. Knowledge is the ultimate currency, and the Fang is a printing press for that currency. It doesn't just explore the polar regions. It claims the data that will define the next century of ocean politics. But while they conquer the frozen surface, what are they building to reach the places where sunlight literally doesn't exist? Welcome to the Abyss. This is the Abyss Striker. It isn't a ship in the way your grandfather thought of them. It is a semi-submersible drilling platform that defies every law of sensible engineering. We're talking about a 423-foot-long, 200,000-ton monster designed to operate in depths where the water pressure would crush a standard car like it was made of aluminum foil. When this platform was first deployed, the giants of the Western energy world laughed. They said it couldn't work. They believed that drilling at depths over 10,000 feet was the absolute limit of human capability, the engineering wall that could never be climbed. China didn't just climb that wall, they obliterated it with a sledgehammer. The Striker represents the cutting edge of offshore energy extraction. It can drill in water depths that make traditional platforms look like children's toys, accessing oil and gas reserves that competitors couldn't even dream of reaching. This isn't just about fuel. It's about technological dominance in a realm that was supposed to be unreachable. But how do you keep a 200,000-ton skyscraper from drifting away when there's no floor to anchor to? Here is where the engineering gets alien. At 10,000 feet deep, you can't use anchors. The chains would be so heavy they'd snap under their own weight. So, the Abyss Striker uses a ghost anchor, a dynamic positioning system that feels like magic. Instead of chains, the platform uses 20 high-powered thrusters that are constantly talking to a network of satellites and undersea sensors. These thrusters make thousands of micro-adjustments every single second, fighting against raging ocean currents and massive storms to keep the platform locked in place. We're talking about keeping a 200,000-ton structure within a few feet of its target, while nature tries its best to rip it apart. This is a complete reinvention of deep-sea drilling. The massive drilling tower, or the derrick, rises 400 feet into the air and handles drill strings that weigh thousands of tons. The precision is staggering. Operators control the entire mission from miles away, guided by sonar and real-time sensors that feed data directly to their screens. One miscalculation, and you're looking at an environmental disaster. But China's tech doesn't calculate for failure. It calculates for dominance. But what happens when China decides that 10,000 feet just isn't deep enough? If the first Striker was a warning shot, its sibling is the full-scale invasion. Meet the Abyss Striker 2, China's answer to total oceanic dominance. This semi-submersible platform doesn't just match the capabilities of the West, it surpasses them by an entire generation. The Striker 2 pushes the limit to 13,000 feet deep. Think about that. That is more than 2 miles of vertical water column above the drill head. The engineering breakthrough here is radical. They ditch traditional steel cables for improved mooring systems that use synthetic materials. This reduces the weight while actually increasing the holding power. This platform can maintain its position in hurricane-force winds and 50-foot waves without even breaking sweat. While nature throws its worst tantrums, the Striker 2 stays locked in, continuing to bore into the Earth's crust. It's a level of industrial resilience that makes competing platforms look like they're from a previous century. But the depth of the water is nothing compared to how deep they can go into the Earth once they get there. How far can a drill bit actually travel? Once the Striker 2 hits the seafloor, the real magic begins. This platform can bore wells that extend 25,000 feet horizontally into the ocean floor. Imagine a drill bit snaking through miles of solid rock, turning corners and navigating through geological formations with a precision measured in fractions of an inch. This isn't just drilling. It's a surgical strike for energy. China is accessing reserves that no other nation on Earth could even locate, let alone reach. They have developed the exclusive technological capacity to extract resources from the deepest ocean trenches before anyone else can even establish a foothold. The resource implications are staggering. Energy independence, rare earth minerals, and untapped geological wealth all locked away in depths that were previously untouchable. The nightmare for traditional energy powers isn't just that China caught up, it's that they leapfrogged the entire industry. They're operating platforms that competitors are still just drawing on whiteboards. But how do you find these hidden riches in a world of total darkness? If the strikers are the muscle, the visionary is the eyes. This is China's premier ocean exploration vessel, and it is equipped with technology so advanced that it can map the seafloor with a precision that rivals satellite imagery of the land. We're talking about a 412-foot-long research platform that views knowledge as the ultimate power. The sonar systems aboard this vessel operate at frequencies so sophisticated they can detect geological formations, mineral deposits, and thermal vents with accuracy measured in inches, across miles of open ocean. The multi-beam sonar creates 3D maps of the seabed so detailed that scientists can identify individual rock formations and analyze their composition without ever touching them. This isn't just science. It's a geopolitical intelligence operation. China is mapping territories that Western nations haven't even fully explored yet. They are identifying mineral deposits and gathering underwater geography data that will determine ocean politics for the next 100 years. Every expedition returns with strategic advantages that nobody else possesses. But what happens when they find something they need to pick up from the bottom of the world? The visionary doesn't just look, it reaches. It carries a fleet of advanced unmanned underwater vehicles, UUVs, that can descend to a staggering 20,000 feet. These aren't hobbyist drones. They are high-definition robotic explorers equipped with manipulators and specialized sensors that collect data in real time. Operators sit in climate-controlled labs aboard the ship, watching live feeds as their robots work in absolute darkness, miles below the surface. They can grab samples, repair sensors, and explore the absolute bottom of the world's oceans with the precision of a surgeon. This is where the tension builds. China is collecting this data faster than anyone else can even process it. They're gaining a monopoly on the knowledge of what lies beneath the waves, which is becoming more valuable than the waves themselves. They're mapping the future resources of the planet while the rest of the world is still squinting at blurry maps. But if you find a mountain of wealth on the ocean floor, how do you move the equipment to get it out? Behold the absolute peak of specialized maritime engineering, the Zenith 30. At 620 feet long and displacing over 96,000 tons, this ship exists in a category all by itself. It isn't just a transport ship, it is a floating construction site. The twin cranes on this vessel are the stuff of nightmares for engineers. They can lift 4,000 tons in tandem. To put that in perspective, this single ship can lift an object heavier than 25 fully loaded semi-trucks. And it does this while floating in the open ocean with waves moving underneath it. The precision required is almost incomprehensible. Computer systems make thousands of micro-adjustments per second to keep the load perfectly level while the ship moves beneath it. This vessel has salvaged sunken ships, installed massive offshore platforms, and worked in conditions where any other crane would simply topple over. If critical infrastructure fails in a remote ocean location, there is only one call you can make, and it goes to China. But while they dominate the heavy industrial world, how are they reshaping the everyday goods that end up in your house? This is the ship that fundamentally redefined maritime commerce, the Aegis Universe. This is the largest and most advanced container ship ever built. Period. We're talking about a 1,200-foot long giant that carries 21,000 containers in a single voyage. That is enough capacity to hold the entire contents of 50 large warehouses. But the scale is what really breaks your brain. If you lined up all the containers the ship can carry, they would stretch for 47 miles. One ship, one crossing, 47 miles of cargo. The economic efficiency is devastating. Each container costs pennies per mile to transport, making China's shipping prices so competitive that Western companies can't match them without losing money. And the engineering? The whole design was optimized through thousands of simulations to reduce fuel consumption by 30%. They didn't just build a bigger ship, they built a more efficient money-printing machine. But in the world of global dominance, biggest is never big enough. How do you top a 47-mile train of steel? Just when the world thought the Aegis universe was the final word in shipping, China launched its sister, the Aegis Galaxy. This isn't just more capacity, it is a total obliteration of the competition. At 1,300 feet long and displacing over 230,000 tons, this vessel carries 23,000 containers per voyage. By deploying both the universe and the galaxy, China can move more cargo in a single week than entire Western shipping fleets can move in a month. The economies of scale become so extreme that shipping costs drop below the point where anyone else can profitably operate. They aren't just gaining market share, they are reshaping global supply chains. The engineering refinements are subtle but devastating. Hull optimization, AI-assisted cargo planning, and automation systems that reduce crew requirements while boosting efficiency. China now essentially sets the global freight prices. When they want to route, they undercut everyone. When they want to raise prices, the world has no choice but to follow. But what happens when this commercial dominance needs a protector? Enter the Storm Carrier. This is China's third aircraft carrier, and it represents a complete generational leap in naval technology. It is equipped with something that fundamentally changes how naval combat works: electromagnetic catapult launch systems. This 85,000-ton, 1,100-foot-long carrier is the peak of military engineering. Traditional carriers use massive plumes of steam to launch jets, plumes that can be detected from space. The Storm Carrier's system is virtually undetectable. It can launch a fully loaded fighter jet from 0 to 120 miles per hour in approximately 2 seconds using a silent mechanism that leaves no thermal signature. It can deploy up to 36 advanced fighter aircraft, each equipped with stealth technology that matches or exceeds anything in the West. But the real power is the integrated combat system, an AI-assisted targeting brain that allows commanders to make faster, more accurate decisions in the heat of battle. But how do you keep such a massive warship from being spotted on the enemy's radar? The Storm Carrier isn't just powerful, it's a ghost. The hull design incorporates advanced radar-absorbing materials and geometric shapes, specifically engineered to minimize the ship's radar cross-section. This isn't just a bigger carrier, it's a fundamentally stealthier one. Enemy radar systems have significantly reduced detection ranges, which means this vessel can approach strike positions before the enemy even knows it's in the theater. And the power generation? It uses integrated electric propulsion, powered by advanced reactor technology that provides both thrust and electrical power to the catapult systems simultaneously. This means the ship can launch multiple aircraft in rapid succession without any power degradation, something previous carriers could never achieve. The geopolitical reality is brutal. China now possesses carrier technology that Western forces are still struggling to match. The balance of power in the Pacific has fundamentally shifted. But what if the most revolutionary ship China ever built wasn't designed for war, but for the very energy that powers civilization? Welcome to the future of energy, the Nova Core. This represents the moment humanity steps into an entirely new era of generation. It is a modular, barge-mounted nuclear power station that can be deployed anywhere on the planet's oceans. This station can provide up to 20 megawatts of continuous electrical power to offshore infrastructure, remote islands, or even coastal cities during an emergency. It's a plug-and-play solution for a world that is hungry for independent, clean energy. The modular design means multiple units can be connected together to scale that power from 10 megawatts to hundreds. Island nations can now access electricity without depending on expensive fuel shipments, and remote drilling platforms can have their own dedicated power sources. China has developed the technology that transforms oceanic infrastructure everywhere on Earth. But is a floating nuclear plant a miracle or a disaster waiting to happen? The engineering of the Nova Core is almost science fiction. It is inherently safe. It uses passive cooling systems that require zero external power to prevent a meltdown. Even if every active safety system fails simultaneously, the reactor cools itself through basic physics and thermodynamics. The redundancy is so extreme that catastrophic failure becomes practically impossible under any conceivable scenario. China hasn't just built a power plant. They have essentially monopolized the technology to power the future of ocean industrialization. Every nation that wants to develop offshore resources or establish independent maritime infrastructure now faces a choice. Wait decades to develop their own floating platforms, or depend on Chinese technology and expertise. They have built the entire technological infrastructure that will define maritime dominance for the next century. So, if China controls the ice, the abyss, the trade, and the energy, who really owns the world's oceans? China didn't just build 10 extraordinary ships. They constructed a complete technological framework for maritime supremacy. They control the icebreakers that access the frozen frontiers. They control the drilling platforms that reach the untouchable resources of the abyss. They control the research vessels that map the secrets of the deep. They control the heavy lift ships that position the world's infrastructure, and the container giants that dictate global trade prices. They control the stealth carriers that project military power, and the floating nuclear plants that will energize the industries of tomorrow. The world's oceans are no longer a contested battleground. They have become a Chinese domain. And the most terrifying part? There is no turning back. This is the future of our planet, and it was built in a shipyard you probably never heard of. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on the tech that is rewriting the world, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We are tracking the engineering marvels that the rest of the world is too scared to talk about.